What? Qatar is giving us a plane that Trump gets to keep. He's like the reverse Oprah. I get a jet, and that's it.
As Donald Trump heads from his Saudi Arabian slumber party to Qatar in order to accept more bribes, he is reportedly panicking about the reception he'll get upon returning to the White House he continues to put up for sale. And this breaking story does not bode well for him, folks, because President Barack Obama's former White House chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel, dropped a humiliating bombshell on Trump during his appearance on The View that is now going viral. I have that humiliating moment coming up for you momentarily, so drop a like if you support the upholding of our Constitution, and if you're new here, subscribe to join our Really American resistance, because real Americans bow to no king. Now, let's not forget, folks, that the idea of bribing a president is nothing new, even for Qatar. But what is new is the current president's response, as this first viral clip makes painfully clear.
Has Qatar asked for anything in exchange for that $400 million luxury jumbo jet? And how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too. So I think it's a great gesture from Qatar. I appreciate it very much. I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane. But I thought it was a great gesture.
I noticed a large travel case on the mantelpiece. I unsnapped the latches and lifted the top. On one side, there was a large desert scene on a marble base featuring miniature gold figurines, as well as a glass clock powered by changes in temperature. On the other side, set in a velvet case, was a necklace half the length of a bicycle chain, encrusted with what appeared to be hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of rubies and diamonds, along with a matching ring and earrings. I looked up at Ben and Dennis. A little something for the missus, Dennis said. He explained that others in the delegation had found cases with expensive watches waiting for them in their rooms. Apparently nobody told the Saudis about our prohibition on gifts. I wondered how many times gifts like this had been discreetly left for other leaders during official visits to the kingdom. Leaders whose countries didn't have rules against taking gifts, or at least not ones that were enforced.
You can dislike Obama and disagree with his politics as much as you want, but the fact is, he put America first in that one instance more than Trump has in either of his presidencies. And you don't have to take my word for it. In fact, you shouldn't. But someone whose word you can trust is three-term Democratic Congressman, White House Chief of Staff for Barack Obama, and Mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel. Here is the moment you've all been waiting for as he blindsides Trump in viral public fashion.
The White House has a for sale sign on the front lawn. And everybody knows it. Look, I'm from Chicago. We got a low bar. This is a cash and carry business over at this White House. You focus on the plane. Legitimately, literally while we're negotiating against China on the trade deal, he just took $300 million into his Bitcoin business from a Chinese company associated with the Chinese Communist Party.
Gosh.
And I will say this. I mean, I got a mouth of it. I'm like, an alderman in Chicago would blush at this.
Wow.
I've never seen
Al
anything.
Capone would blush.
Yeah.
Well, a couple other things he would do.
Chicago guy.
But I've never seen.
Menendez is going to jail.
Yeah, well, this gets me to my other point. You have Supreme Court justices taking private jets. You have Bob Menendez going to jail for taking bribes. We have lieutenants and corporals in the military with higher ethical standards and laws.
Yeah.
When I went to Saudi Arabia with President Obama, first trip, first thing.
Yeah.
We're at the King's ranch for his horses. And let me just say, the horses live better than Section 8 public housing here in America. You get there, you walk in the room, and there was an ostrich briefcase. I opened it up. Diamond necklaces, earrings, bracelets, rings.
In your room?
Yeah, and I took a photo. I sent it to my wife, Amy,
That's
and I
some
said,
sort of minibar.
Not happening.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Not happening.
As a federal employee,
and then
you
you
only
have to
take
take it, and you have to go over to the room next door where the State Department chronicles everything. They make sure everything. The idea that you're going to take a jet, you're going to get an investment, $300 million from the Chinese Communist Party while you're negotiating with them. You're going to sit here and do a private event for investors in your Bitcoin.
Well, they're firing people.
And that's just
firing people.
Well, they're firing all the inspector generals who police all the corruption.
William
And
Hesse.
there is no cop on the beat on this crap. Now, the good news, and this
Yeah.
gets back to your first question,
Cop on the beat.
the American people know it. And they want to break on this. That's why the entire focus should be for the Democrats. 2026, you got a do nothing. You got a Republican Congress that is a rubber stamp. They're literally, they put the three monkeys to shame. See no evil, speak no evil,
Yeah.
hear no evil.
Yeah.
And somebody needs to be a break on this chaos and this corruption.
So here's where I'll pass the question off to you. Who do you think is going to be the somebody or somebodies that puts a break to the chaos and corruption? Because right now, the way I see it, it's us. We, the people, need to take back what's ours. And that's our goal here at Really American. So drop a like, subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse. I'll see you guys in the next one.